for just anything that some people carry as part of their identities, I think we should raise awareness for it. And I just feel like that is one step closer to having everyone feel like they are not othered.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Inspiring Teachers, the Honored podcast, where we shine a spotlight on life-changing teachers across the country. I'm Hannah, your podcast host, and our podcast is brought to you by Honored, which is a national nonprofit organization dedicated to honoring and elevating great teachers nationwide. Our mission is to inspire and retain great teachers, keeping them in the classroom as long as possible. Every month of the school year at Honored, we select an exceptional educator in the United States to be the recipient of the Honored National Teaching Award. Each honoree, as we call them, receives a $5,000 cash reward, and we then tell the story on our website and our social media platforms of how that teacher has impacted their students' lives. To learn more about our organization, you can go to our website at honored.org. While you're there, if you have a teacher you would like to recognize, you can nominate them for our Honored National Teaching Award at honored.org/nominate. We are so excited to have you listening in on another honoree podcast episode. Today, we are joined by Luis Durán, a 6th to 8th grade special education cluster class teacher at Talcott Fine Arts and Museum Academy in Chicago, Illinois. He was nominated for this award by his student Kenny and Kenny's mother, Kimberlee. To help share the impact of Luis's teaching, we are joined today by Kenny and Kimberlee. Before we dive into Luis's story, we are excited to kick off our honoree episode with our special segment, Teachers Who Inspired, which is featured at the beginning of each episode. Here, we invite well-known individuals to share a story about a teacher who had a lasting impact on their lives. These stories remind us that behind every great achievement, there's often an inspiring teacher who believed in their potential. Today, we're thrilled to have our guest on our special segment, award-winning journalist Walter Ray Watson Jr. He has produced and reported news stories, features, and specials for more than 3 decades with NPR. He launched NPR's Code Switch podcast that explores race, identity, and culture. Walter previously produced the weekend broadcasts of NPR's All Things Considered. He is the recipient of a Peabody Award and several Salute to Excellence awards from the National Association of Black Journalists, most recently for a feature co-reported with correspondent Debbie Elliott in 2024, among other honors. He began his career writing about arts and culture for the New Pittsburgh Courier in Pennsylvania. Walter earned his Bachelor of Arts in English Writing from the University of Pittsburgh and was a 2008 Nieman Fellow at Harvard University.
I'm Walter Ray Watson Jr. I grew up in Chicago and now live and work in Washington, D.C., where I'm a journalist and senior producer of Tiny Desk Radio at NPR. My favorite teacher was Ethel Bell Curtis at Barron Springs Elementary School in Waco, Texas. She was like an auntie. She dressed modestly, neatly, her hair always in a stylish perm. Only my mommy gave me more attention. Miss Curtis taught the 2nd grade and was only the 2nd Black teacher in my young life. As the years passed, she was my last. Miss Curtis returned our homework papers with encouraging words next to letter grades. She kept us motivated, our hands waving, flying up to answer her enticing questions. In a classroom full of mostly Black children, she spent the whole school day with us. She took us through math at the blackboard, had us read aloud and spell from our little desks. We addressed her as Miss Curtis or Yes, ma'am. Her bright smiles, approving tone, and eye contact were everything. I remember one day I tried to pronounce the name of educator and civil rights activist Mary McLeod Bethune. I struggled and read it as McLeod. I could not stick the landing. Miss Curtis explained that some names and words don't sound the way they are spelled. She said it in a tone that reassured us everything was going to be all right. She led us to recess and the lunchroom where freshly made corn dogs were just the best. My favorite memory was the end of that school year. A few of us, boys and girls, got to perform on the auditorium stage in front of the whole school and our parents. We wore little sailor hats and matching shirts buttoned to the collar. We marched with toy band instruments and in pantomime to parade music on the record player. Miss Curtis drilled us a few weeks earlier on steps she choreographed for the big day. Then, all of a sudden, the music stopped playing. We were done. Parents, teachers, and kids applauded, and refreshments cooled us down from all the excitement. I couldn't wait to hear approval from Miss Curtis, and I missed her for a long time after that last day of school.
To start our episode off, Luis reflects on his journey into teaching as a first-generation college student. As he cultivated a passion for helping and inspiring future generations, he discovered his pathway to becoming an educator.
How I became a teacher, it was very going backwards. I went to University of Illinois Chicago and I majored in sociology, and I wanted to use what I learned in a way to help the future generations, and a way to help kids, especially in Chicago neighborhoods that are less fortunate than others. And I stumbled upon going to graduate school. My former football coach from high school, he told me about this opportunity to become a teacher. And I thought, wow, I never thought that I could do that, because I never thought that I would be able to get a master's degree, because none of my family has gone to college. I'm the first college grad in my family. So I thought, let's do it. Let's give it a shot. And I joined a cohort where I would go to school and at the same time I would be student teaching. I started as a paraprofessional and I just got in there and working with individual students, helping them with their needs and their accommodations, and working with the students. That just kept me going because they were so fun to work with. They each had their own little stories with how their day's going, and that's what kept me going. I remember the thing my mom told me when I started this whole journey into becoming a teacher was, she said to go at it with love, because that is what they need. The students need love, they need patience, and she raised me with love and patience. So I feel it very easy to give to my students. And I started here at Talcott about 4 years ago, and I was introduced to a cluster program where we work with kids with moderate to severe learning disabilities. And basically, every student has an IEP, and I have to work with each of the students either in small groups or as a whole class. And I just keep that in my head to teach with love, teach with patience, and make sure that they have fun. So, yeah, I would say what keeps me going is my students, because they really just brighten the day. And what my mom told me that day when I first started on my journey to become a teacher.
Luis's teaching is rooted in creating an inclusive environment. Working with students of varying abilities, he takes the time to learn about their individuality and encourages awareness within the school to approach differences with curiosity. Whether he is decorating for awareness months, telling stories that honor different identities, or sharing resources for the school community to learn, he cultivates an environment where every student feels accepted and valued.
What motivates me is I have a cluster class and they have various disabilities. Some have autism, some have Down syndrome, some have Coulin-Devree syndrome, some have DeGeorge syndrome, and I want to know more about them. And I think everyone else should know more about them, not just, oh, there go the cluster kids. I want the whole school to know more about who they are, the part of their identity that we should encourage to raise awareness on. And I speak of this for also bullying prevention, for breast cancer, for just anything that some people carry as part of their identities. I think we should raise awareness for it because what I have noticed in the, I would say probably 2 years that I've been doing this is usually the younger students, they ask questions. What is this month's awareness about? And I'll tell them, depending on what month it is, I'll let them know. And they'll ask even more questions. They'll show their curiosity. And that is something that has shown that gets those students to feel closer to the students that I have in my class. A lot of the students in the other classes, they say hi to Kenny, they wave to him, and I think that is something that I love doing it to decorate, to add information on, for example, what Down syndrome is, and even give stories about famous people that have Down syndrome. And I just feel like that is one step closer to having everyone feel like they are not othered. And I think if I am able to do it, I should do it. I feel like it is my moral obligation to do so because I want my kids to be treated how they should be treated. And that's one of the big values that I have in my class is just be kind and respectful to everyone. Treat everyone as you would want to be treated.
To share about the impact of this inclusive environment, we spoke with Kenny's mother, Kimberlee, who describes how Kenny's confidence started to grow when he joined Luisa's class. With 3 years together in his cluster class, she has witnessed Kenny's growth and shares that for Kenny, having someone who believes in him has nurtured his creativity, confidence, and joy.
When Kenny got into Mr. Durán's class, it was this, like I watched the ship just slowly start to turn around. I watched his confidence start to come back. I saw the support that Mr. Durán provides, not only for the kids as a whole, but individually. He's very tuned in to what's happening with everybody in the classroom. And that is such a gift. I mean, he is 100% himself and he's fun. And when he advocates for Down syndrome, it's like, he's creating these gorgeous posters and involving the kids, and they're decorating the school. And it doesn't matter if there's one person, because Mr. Durán is very clear about this is about creating awareness for everybody else. And he's pretty clear on who he is, and we're excited because it has been an evolution that I'm so grateful. And the fact that we won the lottery of getting to have him for 3 years in a row, he got to build on his learnings and his confidence building and his creativity and areas that he knew that Kenny needed work on. He can do this in his class, and for that I'm supremely grateful. And he walks the walk. He walks as a leader who is inclusive, who is kind. He leads with that.
Another central part of Luisa's approach is making learning enjoyable and interactive. Through utilizing games, he builds a community of fun competition and camaraderie. He creates a space where students are excited to learn and are reminded that they hold the power to have a good day.
I try to make my lessons, my activities as fun as they are educational because school, it's a very long day. So they might as well have fun. They might as well enjoy their day at school. There's some things where I make them into games, where I have a whole table set down with sight words, and I split my class up into teams, and I pair them up so they match their learning level of the other student. And I tell them, okay, I'm looking for this word. And whoever gets that word, they grab the card a bell rings, they get the point. And we go a few rounds, and it starts getting a little competitive near the end. They start running to the table, and they start cheering each other on. And I like that it builds that camaraderie also, that they're just rooting for each other. And near the end, we have them count up the cards. Whichever team has the most cards, they win. And we have a quick little celebration. And I don't just congratulate the team that wins, I congratulate everyone because they all do their part, which is great. They really enjoy it. I really enjoy the excitement of, okay, who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It keeps me going and it keeps them going too. And I make sure to tell them that they're going to have a good day if they want to. And I try to model that as much as I can. I try to have them understand that they have the power to have a good day.
Expanding on his fun learning environment, Kimberlee shares how Luis brings joy into the classroom through music and encourages the students to try new things. He has empowered Kenny to believe in his abilities to gain new skills inside and outside of the classroom. Through his teaching, Kenny is excited to go to school and knows he can overcome whatever obstacle is thrown his way.
Kenny will talk about Mr. Durán. Like, he remembers things that he does, like even including, for instance, just like songs he plays on his guitar. Like Mr. Durán will play hard rock. And Kenny has located on the TV the Muppets playing some of the same songs that Mr. Durán has. And I notice with Kenny that he never says, maybe I can't do that, if he's trying to learn something. Mr. Durán has empowered him to try many different ways, many different approaches. So he doesn't have that narrative of maybe I'm not coordinated enough or maybe I'm not smart enough. He doesn't have that. And Mr. Durán is a big part of that. I mean, Kenny will ask for a tutorial to learn something, whether it's the moonwalk or whatever kind of dance it is. And he will work on it until he gets it. And that's a big deal these days, because to have a teacher or a leader demonstrate focus to where a child can carry it out, even out of the classroom, to where they're executing and helping themselves develop, that's a big deal. And Kenny doesn't stop at that. So we're very grateful. And he's very excited to go to school. And I love that too. Like, he does not want to miss. There's never, I don't feel good and I'm not going to go in or something like that. Like, he's always ready to go. And I am grateful for that. I think Mr. Durán has really helped him try. Even if it gets hard, he continues to try. And that's a big deal.
In a heartfelt conversation, Kimberlee and Kenny recall how Luis helped bring the Special Olympics to their school. This opportunity allowed students to participate in games together as a class, nurture friendships, and build a sense of community. This moment of joy has stuck with Kenny and is a testament to the inclusive environment Luis builds.
You mentioned Special Olympics.
Yeah.
How was it that Mr. Durán arranged Special Olympics for you and your friends?
Yeah, fun.
It was fun?
Mm-hmm.
And you had lots of different sports.
Yeah, sports.
You won the medals. Was that exciting?
Good.
It was good. What else? Mr. Durán had a lot of music in his class.
Yeah.
And it was fun?
Fun.
Good. Mr. Durán is
good.
good. He's so good.
Each morning, Luis starts his class with an emotional check-in by sharing his feelings and inviting students to do the same. He utilizes different colored zones to help the students identify and understand their emotions. Not only does this set up students to have a good day, but it also helps him know how he can support them.
When I first started, I started in a high school, and the students, some of them would always seem to be just already frustrated with the day, or overwhelmed, or with very strong emotions in the morning. So, what I started doing was, before anything, just check in with how they're doing. Teaching at Talcott with sixth to eighth graders, they're a little younger. I started with modeling with how I'm doing. I let them know how my days was yesterday, how I'm feeling today, and I let them know, am I in the blue zone, the yellow zone, the red zone, the green zone. Each zone, whether it be that you're sad, that you're frustrated, that you're angry, that you're happy, that you're calm, each of those feelings falls into one of those four. And I let them know when I'm feeling sad. I let them know when I'm feeling angry. I let them know when I'm feeling happy. So I try to let them feel okay with being vulnerable by me myself showing my vulnerability. And it's something that has shown me that it really sets them up to have a good day. Whether some students are tired or sad or they feel sick, that will let me know what to watch out for. Like if they're sick, if they're just feeling groggy, okay, that's not them not wanting to do anything. That's them because they're not feeling well. Or if they're tired, or if they had a bad day the day before, that gives them the opportunity to have the power to say how they're feeling, and gives them the power to be able to tell themselves, I'm going to have a good day. Even if I start in the red zone, if I'm angry and frustrated and just overwhelmed, I can turn that around and have a good day and end up in the green zone.
Reflecting on his classroom, Luis celebrates the paraprofessionals who work alongside him. He expresses how they are the backbone of his class and are essential to cultivating the inclusive, supportive environment students are excited about every day.
I would like to thank all of my SICAs. They are also called paraprofessionals. All the SICAs that I've worked with, they have shown me so many things. They have showed me their dedication and just their love for working with these students. And they are the backbone of my class. I would not be able to run my class if not for them. And I appreciate every single one that I have worked with. And words can't explain how grateful I am for them and how valuable they are to my school and to all the other schools.
Thank you so much for listening and joining us today to learn more about Luis Durán, our December honoree and recipient of the Honored National Teaching Award. To read more about his story, you can visit our website at honored.org or click the link in the episode description. If you have a teacher who you want to recognize and nominate for our teaching award, you can head to honored.org/nominate to recognize a teacher today. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can follow us and leave us a review on whatever podcast platform you're listening in from. Thanks again for listening, and make sure to tune in next month to hear the incredible story of our January honoree.